What's up, gamers? It's Above, back with another video, this time with the Arms Dealer Grandmaster Nightfall guide. Having run this GM for previous Conqueror titles and several times this week already, I can confidently say that this will be the easiest Grandmaster of the season. There's a ton of freedom with loadouts and subclasses that can be used to complete this GM, and in this video you'll find the optimal way to bake the final boss to make this GM completion and your Adept loot farming a breeze. This week's Nightfall loot is the Adept Shadow Price, as well as any Adept mods you have yet to collect. From what I've seen around the community and experienced myself, you can expect an Adept Shadow Price drop 2 out of every 3 runs. Diving into my recommended team comp, I went with 2 Chaos Reach Warlocks running Geomag Stabilizers and a Well of Radiance Warlock running Phoenix Protocol. This combination is insanely useful for ad clear, damage against the tanks, generating special ammo, and most importantly, baking Brockus Zahn. As I said earlier, there is a ton of freedom with team comp this week, so things like Celestial Nighthawk Hunter and Curus of the Falling Star Thunder Crash are also fantastic options. As for our weapon loadouts, we ran 2 Izanagis and a Div. Shocker. I know. We all know that this combo bakes champs, but it also absolutely shreds the final boss. I recommend that the Well Warlock runs Divinity, an Unstop Hand Cannon, and a Void Machine Gun for ad clear. The Chaos Reach Warlocks will be running Izanagis, with one running an Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle and the other running an Unstop Hand Cannon. Both will be running Lasting Impression Rocket Launchers for optimal DPS. The 2 Warlocks will also have the Anti-Barrier Sniper Rifle mod from the artifact equipped as well. Pairing Izzy with a Lasting Impression Rocket Launcher combines for insane DPS on both the final boss and champions throughout the Nightfall. Even though your 2 Chaos Reach Warlocks are running Anti-Barrier Sniper, the Scout serves as a safety net in case you run out of special ammo. I also recommend that the Scout and Machine Gun are Void, as it's pretty much the only shield type you'll need to worry about in this GM as long as you're using my pathing and boss bake strats. However, if you aren't able to kill the boss on the elevator, you'll see a few solar shields in the boss room, so if you aren't confident in your DPS, I recommend bringing in one of those shiny new Igneous hammers you got from Trials this past weekend. As for armor mods, I opted out of Warmind cells due to how many Void shields are in this GM, as well as the fact that most of the engagements are fairly long range. Though Warmind cells are always good, I don't think they're necessary here. I spec'd into Charge with Light instead by using Taking Charge, Supercharged, and Charged Up, allowing me to get to ×5 Charge with Light. I paired this with Protective Light to give me 20 seconds of a 60% damage resist if I ever needed it. I also use Solar Resist as the majority of the adds in this Nightfall deal solar damage, and to combat the Nightfall modifier Sans Stratagem that increases incoming solar and airborne damage. I use Sniper Resist to prevent getting one-shot by Scions, and if you plan on running a rocket, I advise that you run Rocket Ammo Finder and Scavenger, as this pretty much eliminates the need to run Aeons, because ever since armaments have been removed from the game, I've found these to be fairly consistent. Lastly, have your Scout and Div user run Sundering Glare. This artifact mod gives you a free 20% debuff to enemies at range after rapid precision hits. We took advantage of this mod countless times throughout the Nightfall, and I cannot recommend it enough. Jumping right into the Nightfall, the first room contains 1 Unstop and 1 Barrier Champion, along with some Void shielded adds. The entrance of this Nightfall is pretty straightforward, and I trust that you guys will be able to get through this no problem. As you make your way outside, immediately focus on the Thresher, as leaving it alive too long can lead to silly team wipes. 2 Lasting Impression rockets should take this out no problem. Next, focus on clearing the adds to your close right and the snipers on the catwalk to your far left. The other priority targets to take out quickly are the Orange Bar Scion Sniper in the back mid and the Illicit Slug Shooter mini boss at the back right. These targets have a lot of one-shot potential and make clearing this room much more annoying than it needs to be, so if you focus on them first, it'll make it much easier. Once you've cleared the majority of the room, an Unstopped Champion and several Legionaries will spawn in, take out the champ, and get finishers to restock on ammo if you need it. Pick up the orb and move forward. As you drop down, dogs will spawn out of the door in front of you with an Anti-Barrier Champion directly above them. Take out the dogs quickly, then focus on the Barrier Champ and 2 Sniper Scions. Once these are dead, a Thresher will spawn in on your right. Take it out quickly with 2 Lasting Impression rockets to avoid any unnecessary deaths. Next, focus on the Barrier Champ to your top right before pushing forward. You'll have a nice angle on the champion here and be outside of his aggro range, which makes this a very easy kill. Once dead, push up, clear adds, and dunk the ball. Once you dunk the orb, more adds will spawn on your close right. Clear the area and keep your eye out for Phil the teleporting phalanx. This dude teleported behind us every run without fail, so just be careful for stupid deaths. Lastly, an Orange Bar Legionary and Unstopped Champion will spawn up in front of you. Take them out and give finishers if you need it. As you make your way outside and drop down, summon your Sparrow and immediately head left. Throw a rift down on the cliffside, and once all 3 of you are there, team shot the barrier champ. You'll absolutely nuke this dude, and this is actually the only enemy you need to kill in this entire area. Once dead, drop down into the crevice below you to make sure that you can get away safely, make your way behind the big box, hop on your sparrow, and head out. The next room is one that causes teams some issues, but this is where the chaos reaches come in huge. As you round the corner, apply Sundering Glare to the tank, hit a quick Nagi, and then pop Chaos Reach to nuke the rest of its health bar. Once dead, have your second Chaos Reach pop to clear the wave of ads in front of you, as well as some of the ads to your left. Once those are dead, move up to the right and pop a well on the pillar to your right. This gives you a nice angle on the unstopped champ and wave of ads to your far left. Sometimes you can even get lucky and kill the barriers from here, but if not, move up and take them out from a spot of your choosing. I recommend getting a finisher on one of these for the next wave of unstops that spawn in after you activate the lever. Flip the switch, then back up to the ramp where you met the barrier champions. You should have your chaos reaches back at this point, so feel free to pop them and nuke the tank right off the bat. This makes dealing with the 3 unstopped champs that spawn in much easier. You can pretty much spawn trap these guys by stunning all 3 at the same time, and then using your div and lasting impression rockets with the massive AoE to deal damage to them all simultaneously. This is also a great spot if you're using Curus of the Falling Star to stun all 3 and then have your Titan fly in once most of them are weak. Now that the champions are dead, you have just 1 orange bar guarding the door. Kill him, then get finishers on the dogs to restock on ammo before the next room. As the door opens, hop up to the right and clear ads. Focus on the turrets first, then take out the unstopped champ below you to your left. Once dead, clear ads from the first bridge, then focus on the 3 barrier champions in front of you. There will be 1 up top on the second bridge and 2 more down below. Once these are dead and the rest of the ads are clear, you're free to move forward to the elevator. Have 1 person climb the chain before activating the elevator itself. This climb is actually super forgiving, so if you fail the first time, try to climb up to the halfway point, then make your way back down. This makes the boss think that you've already been on the elevator for half of the ride up, and actually spawns him in right as the elevator starts rising. This gives you a much longer damage phase and allows you to put in insane DPS. The biggest advice I can give for this damage phase is to play your cover. This boss can one-shot you, so try to play near the boxes as much as possible. We'll be using the lasting impression rocket Izzy hot swap for this damage phase. Wait for the div to proc, which will also proc Sundering Glare for your fire team, then shoot a lasting impression rocket, hot swap to Nagi, then as you're reloading, crouch to avoid the boss's sniper. Pop back up and rinse and repeat. You should either kill the boss at the time you reach the top, or have him close enough that your chaos reaches will finish him off. If you still haven't killed him at this point, he will make his way to the pillar at the back right-hand side of the encounter, but should immediately come back down to the bridge at the back left if you've knocked off at least half of his health bar. At this point, pop down a well, finish off the rest of the health bar, and the Arms Dealer GM is a GG. If you found this guide useful, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. I also stream GM help several days a week at twitch.tv/above, so feel free to swing on by and say hello. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!